Hey, hi, how are you? It's Crystal again, and I thought I'd bring you my first 6 months of my 2022 bullet journal. I'm going to be using this one mainly for healing and personal growth. It's a pen and gear bullet journal with a wire binding. It's double wire loops, so it doesn't get caught at all. It's been very easy to go through. I went through 3 of these pens basically because these 2 are completely empty and they are gel pens. And this one barely has anything left. And you'll see why in just a few minutes. There's the same pattern on the back as there is on the front basically. When you turn it back over to the front, it just says notebook with a little pen loop. I'm going to struggle here and you get to see me trying to put this pen on there left-handed. I am not left-handed, y'all, and I finally just ended up clipping that bit on there with my right hand just to show you it works. I don't know why. You flip it open and you can see I basically talk about healing from some trauma here. We don't need to get into that. This is my year at a glance spread. Each of those letters are for the month of the year, and I'll be putting different themes in those. Here's my title page for the 2022. I haven't decided how to decorate that yet, so there we go. And then each one of the months has its own page with a running calendar and miniature calendars on them. And you're going to see me point out several times little mistakes I made on each page pretty much. Because this is for me, not for anybody else, because I was doing it on my own without and being tired because I just wanted to get it done. Honestly, there's plenty of mistakes in it, and I don't care. I'm going to leave them there. I'm not going to go back and fix them. I like it like that. It just reminds me I'm human, and I don't have to try to be perfect. I can just be myself, and so can you. I did a different theme for every quarter of the month when it comes to the colors, and I haven't decided what the doodles are going to be. So although you're going to see a lot of the tatty paper design coming up, there's no real doodles coming in. There's the same color drop shadows pretty much for each quarter, each monthly thing, and you'll be able to tell here very shortly that that's what I'm talking about. And I did at the end of December go back to the color code for January. Here is my yearly social media spreads. So there's for my YouTube down the month, my start and end numbers for every month, and then for my Instagram and TikTok. I haven't been doing anything with TikTok lately. And here's going to be for my 2022 goals page. I left myself, I believe, 5 spots. Yes, I did. And I'm going to have 5 main goals for the entire year. And then part 1 is actually of the plan is actually going to be for quarter 1. So that's my quarter 1 goals. And that's why I have Q1 down at the bottom. And then I've left a spot where I can write a note for myself or make a doodle on chapter 1, which is January. This is kind of laid out like a book. A 1-page calendar with habit tracker, 5 habit trackers per month. All of this is the same every single month. So then you have my sleep tracker, which I just marked Z's. And then you have the productivity board I'm trying to give myself with a different layout. And then I gave myself a couple of different just blank pages. I think 4, maybe 5 for every month because I might want to add something else. So that was 4. And then there's my book spread, my word count spread for both my fiction and my nonfiction book. My YouTube idea spread. And then we're going to start with the intent for that month. And then it's going to go to the weekly. So you're going to notice the same layout on every single page, right down to where the pages on the tatty pages for the dates are turned. Each Monday is the same. Each Tuesday is the same. Each Wednesday, etc., etc. Every month has a miniature calendar on every single weekly page with that week highlighted in the correct color theme for that quarter. So you can see that, January, February, March is going to be blues. And I quite enjoyed making it that way. At the end of each month, there is a spot that says remember. So whatever happened that was good that month or the biggest accomplishment towards healing, etc. That's going to go in that remember box. I've also left room on every single page. I can do a task list if I want, and a doodle or 3 or 4. So then, February is the same with the blue coloring. So's March. Then you're going to get into April. April's different colors. It's coming up here shortly, right there. April. Purple on purple is what quarter 2's color is. So there's part 2 for quarter 2. And that's where I'm going to write my goals for quarter 2. So again, same thing as quarter 1, same thing as January, February, March. It's just a different color scheme because it's purple on purple, 2 different purples. I did the exact same thing throughout. I did not always put a word count that was labeled with what books I'd be working on. And that's what I'm showing right there, because I'm hoping to actually be on the next part in my series for my fiction novels. Some places I did a little box like that. I tried to switch it up just a little bit on some of the things just because, people are going to get bored. And eventually I get bored, but I also want to make a second half of 2022 that's exactly like the first half in design and layout, but using that color scheme for each of those months. So there's green and orange and pink and red. And the green and orange is for December, November, and October, and the pink and red would be different. When you get towards the back of this book, which, we're getting pretty close now, I'm trying to flip to it without, mincing anything. Here for writer's block, which is in, I put it in June, I believe. I think I'm going back, yep, June. So that I can keep my head clear and come up with some ideas for writer's block for July. For Camp NaNoWriMo for next year. So then I made sure I had a spread for that. And you're going to see as soon as June is over with and we have the end of the year here, which is, I think I'm going to flip through each and every week trying to find it. And you're going to see that I gave myself some mid-year spreads. So I gave myself a mid-year goal review, all same 5 that I started with for the beginning. And then I gave myself a camp prep for Camp NaNoWriMo for July for that year. And it's like one big long sheet of parchment. If you look along the edges, I tried to make it look like the top page on the first double spread was like that. And then the last page of the double spreads was the bottom of this big scroll. And then I gave myself a page per month of reflection. So January, February, March, April, May, and June. And then I put second half of the year intentions. I fully plan on filling that out as well. And then I gave myself a couple of blank pages until you get to the last couple of sheets in here, which I again made myself a shit storm spread. This was inspired by one of my Instagram followers, and I'm going to show it in my other bullet journal here in just a second so that you can see what I did for 2021. See, I made it quite, just roll with it, and oh poo, because I was being goofy and somebody had seen the title of my fiction work and thought that it would be a great thing to say, I need a shitstorm spread, so I made a shitstorm spread, because why not? We all occasionally have a little shitstorm in our life. Pardon my language if you don't like that, because I've said it quite a few times. And then I'm going to flip right over to what I've read this year for 2022. Now again, I have the same spread in my 2021 bullet journal. Most of the books I've read have all been audiobooks. One of them that I have marked down that's not an audiobook is that Pacific Rim Uprising. I still haven't finished that, but I wrote it down. The only ones I've actually been able to completely read have been Brittany Wang's books, as you can see. And then this is just my pen test page, and then here is a, year at a glance spread where you can write important dates, all back to the beginning. If you like this, hit the thumbs thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe, please do so, and I'll see you soon.